If you felt like 2025 was the year that the housing market hit the brakes, but home prices forgot what the brake pedal is, you're not imagining it. Nationally, 2025 was one of the slowest sales years we've seen in decades. But here in Rhode Island, prices kept marching. So today I'm going to break down what actually happened in 2025, what Rhode Island did specifically, what Q4 told us, and I'll end with 2026 home price forecast nationally. So let's zoom out for 10 seconds. Nationally, existing home sales for the full year came in around 4.06 million. That's basically flat from 2024 and it's sitting near the bottom historically. So yes, it felt slow because it was slow. And here's the weird part. Even while sales stayed sluggish, prices didn't exactly give back the last few years. Why? Because the market never got the one thing that fixes affordability fast, a flood of inventory. So 2025 became the year of fewer people moving, buyers getting pickier, sellers still expecting 2021 behavior, and everyone arguing in the comments about mortgage rates. It was basically a family group text, but with more commas and bigger numbers. Now, Rhode Island is its own animal. We don't build enough housing, and we're a small state with steady demand. That combo tends to put a floor under prices. Let's start by looking at single-family home sales across the entire state in 2025. Starting with the total number of sales, that came in at about 7,809, which marked a 1.8% increase over last year. The median sales price was up about 5.2%, coming in at $499,900. The average sales price also saw a similar increase, up about 5.5%, coming in at $661,790. And finally, days on market. That was about 33 days, which is up a bit over last year. Quick translation, that means more homes sold than last year and prices were still up. Not crazy, but clearly not a crash. Condos in 2025, condos were spicy. Sales were up about 5.7%, with a total number of sales coming in at a little over 1,900. The median sales price for condos was $390,000, and that marked an increase of 9.9%. The average sales price was about $482,564. This was an increase of about 7.5%. That tells you a real story. Affordability pressure pushed a lot of buyers into condos and good enough homes instead of their dream homes. Finally, let's take a look at multifamilies in Rhode Island in 2025. Sales were basically flat, with the total number of sales coming in at about 1,515. The median sales price for multifamilies was $585,000, and that marked about an 8.1% increase. Multifamily stays competitive because it's a housing solution and an investment solution at the same time. Let's do a quick local pulse here with our hometown of Warwick, looking at single-family home sales in Warwick for the entire year of 2025. The total number of sales in Warwick came in at about 959, which marked a 14% increase over 2024. The median price of $430,000 was up about 4.9%. The average sales price increased about the same, 5.3%, coming in at $477,665. So if you're in Warwick, you didn't watch values fall in 2025. You watch the market normalize while prices still climb pretty steadily. Let's take a more recent look at momentum over the fourth quarter and what specifically happened to single-family homes across the state in the latter part of the year. The median price came in around $500,000 during the fourth quarter, which was up about 5.3% compared to the same time period the year prior. The total number of sales was just under 1,900, which was down about 3.9%, so a pretty good dip there. Days on market was about 37, which was up year over year, and the sales to list price ratio was basically at 100%. That's a clean snapshot of what's happening more recently. Prices are up, sales are a little softer, homes are taking a little longer, and negotiation is back, at least a little bit. When looking at quarter four numbers for Warwick, the median sales price wasn't appreciating as fast as it was throughout the rest of the year. It came in at about $425,000, up about 3.5%. Sales were slightly up, and days on market was up as well. Translation, buyers had a bit more breathing room, but good homes still got rewarded. In today's market, we are firm believers that sellers need to be either a diamond or a deal. All right, forecast time. Remember, forecasts are directionally useful, but they're not gospel. Here's a consensus vibe for 2026 nationally. The Realtor.com forecast is predicting that home prices go up about 2.2% and mortgage rates hover around 6.3%. Existing home sales, they expect to increase just under 2% to around 4.13 million, and they expect inventory to continue to go up roughly by 9% year over year. What's this mean? It means a steadier, more balanced market, not a boom, not a bust, but just more normal. Zillow's economists are projecting a modest pickup in sales volume in 2026, around 4.2 million existing home sales, while the National Association of Realtors is much more bullish, calling for a 14% increase in existing home sales. So what's the big picture takeaway? Most major outlooks cluster around small positive price growth, think kind of low single digits, and the reason's simple. It's inventory. While it may improve, it's still not enough in a lot of regions to create meaningful price drops nationwide. So what does this mean for you? If you're a buyer, you may get slightly better selection and slightly better negotiating power, but you still need a plan. If you're a seller, pricing correctly matters more than it did a couple of years ago, because buyers are not panic buying everything with a roof right now. Pricing and presentation matter more than they have in years. As mentioned earlier in this video, you need to be a diamond or a deal. And that means you need to be absolutely in mint condition, fully updated, that's a diamond, or you need to be priced aggressively to attract the attention that you're hoping to create. And if you want the most accurate answer for your situation, the national headlines aren't enough. Rhode Island neighborhoods behave differently block by block. If you want a hyperlocal breakdown for your town, your neighborhood, or even your street, drop a comment or send us a message today. We'd be more than happy to put together a detailed analysis for your exact situation.